Hello, Toastmasters. In this orientation video, I'd like to walk new members through what it takes to sign up for a pathway and to navigate around in the pathway system. The first thing, of course, is you'll have to log in to the Toastmasters website. If you've never logged into the Toastmasters website before, first thing they'll do is ask you to log in with the email, the same one that you used on your Toastmaster application, and establish a password. Once you've done that, when you log in, you can land on this home page called My Home. If you don't see it automatically, you can hover over the welcome and click on the My Home. It will take you to this greetings page. Because you've never established a pathway, we're going to go to the Education Programs tab, scroll down to the bottom of the page to choose a path. It's going to ask you what language, English. It will ask you, how do you want to choose a path? Do you want to take a path assessment? A path assessment is approximately 25 question quiz or assessment where it's going to ask you a lot of questions about what are your current competency levels and what do you want to accomplish in your Toastmasters journey. An alternate way of doing that is to look at all the available pathways and read the descriptions yourself and choose that way. For the sake of this video, I'm going to say view all paths. If you want to take the assessment, that's fine. It'll give you a recommendation of the top 3, and you can decide if you want to do one of those 3 or if you want to come to this page and see what all paths are available. I've got this resolution set kind of big for purposes of reading, but here are the 6 pathways: dynamic leadership, engaging humor, motivational strategies, persuasive influence, presentation mastery, and visionary communications. You can see that for each one, it gives you about a 1-sentence description of what that pathway is all about. And if that's not enough information for you to decide, and I wouldn't blame you for that, you can click on this tile or on the left side navigation. Either one will take you to the same place, which is a little bit deeper description of what's involved in that pathway. So here we have about a paragraph of information. And beyond that, it tells us exactly what is required at each level of achievement in the pathway. Now, each pathway has 5 levels of achievement. Level 1 is exactly the same for every pathway because it's the fundamentals. Level 2, 3, 4, and 5, you're going to find some information in common and some projects that are specific to what you're trying to accomplish in your pathway. So for instance, for persuasive influence, level 2, here's a project that says understanding your leadership style. But if you had signed up or investigated engaging humor, instead of understanding your leadership style, it would say, know your sense of humor. In level 3, we have requirements and electives. We have 1 requirement, which is understanding conflict resolution, and 2 elective projects. So you might wonder, well, what are those elective projects? Well, let's click the expand button, and then we can see what all the electives are. So here are the electives. You choose 2 electives to complete for level 3. You have 1 elective in level 4 and level 5. Now, if you're one of those people who has fear of missing out, do not worry, because, for instance, in persuasive influence, understanding conflict resolution is required. But if you had picked some other pathway, then understanding conflict resolution would be listed down here among the electives, and one of these other electives would be required. What I'm trying to say is that all information, all learning materials are available to you regardless of what path you pick. And even though only 2 electives are required for level 3, you can take as many as you want. You can do all of them. Just make sure that you get credit for your requirement and at least 2 of those electives, and then you will have completed the requirements for completing level 3. Now, maybe you're one of those people who would like to see a side-by-side comparison of all the pathways before you make up your mind. Toastmasters does not offer that, but I do. I created a spreadsheet because I love spreadsheets. Each column here shows the different paths, and on the rows we have the various projects that are available for each level. And I noted which ones are required. Remember, I said for level 1, the requirements are exactly the same, regardless of which path you select. But for instance, for level 2, for dynamic leadership, understanding your leadership style and understanding your communication style are required. But if you had taken engage in humor instead, then you'd be required to have the projects of connect with your audience and know your sense of humor. So by looking at this spreadsheet, you can get a better idea of what is required for each of the different paths. I'll be happy to send that to you if you'd like to see it. Now let's get back to the Toastmasters website. Let's say that you want to select persuasive influence. So down at the bottom of the screen, you can click on the button that says select persuasive influence. Now you already paid $25 new member fee. That $25 new member fee covers the cost of your first initial pathway that you select. My first pathway, I took that a long time ago. So they will charge me for each additional pathway that I want to purchase. In your case, no charge. So you'll select the path. It will ask you to confirm that you want to enroll in this path. When you click on enroll, you'll be done. You'll be enrolled. As for me, hey, they want that credit card information. Don't worry about that. You won't see that screen. Once you are enrolled, let's go back to the My Home page and say that you've logged in for the first time after you enrolled. How do you get to the pathway education system? You go to Basecamp. It's the first big tile. Go to Basecamp. Basecamp is like a separate subsystem within Toastmasters of all the pathways information. So I'm going to click on Presentation Mastery. That is an active pathway that I'm working on right now. And I've already completed quite a bit of it. So I'm going to show you, look here, it says I've completed 65% of it. And if I click on the overview, you can see that I've already completed levels 1, 2, and 3, and I'm currently working on level 4. Give the page a second to load. Here we go. I've completed 1, 2, and 3. They've got the green check marks. Level 4 does not have a green check mark. It only has a check mark on the things that I've actually completed, which is one of the elective projects. So let's look at level 1, where you're going to start. And I will click on the first item. So that means on the left side of the page, the navigation pane, it will take you to the first item in level 1. For every new level, it will give you an overview of the level. So here's an overview telling you how you're going to master the fundamentals. It'll give you some resources that you can download. It will list the required projects. Remember, there are 4 required projects in level 1. It will show you the required meeting roles. So there are 4 meeting roles that you're required to complete in level 1, but it shouldn't be a problem. Table topic speaker, you're already going to give some speeches. Evaluator, that's another part of the level 1 requirements. And you select one, counter or timer. So now that they've given you sort of an overview, if you click next, okay, look on the left-hand side, it's going down the navigation pane because you clicked next, and it's letting you know that here is a checklist, and it will show you the things that you've completed. In your case, these will all be blank boxes. They won't be crossed out because you haven't completed them yet. But as you complete them, they will automatically be checked off. Here are the 4 required projects. So let's look at Icebreaker. For every project that you open, it's going to start out with giving you, guess what, an overview. I'm just going to navigate through a few pages so you can get a feel for what you're going to see as you're clicking around within the project. So here's your overview of what is the Icebreaker. It tells you how to get started. They have a lot of interactive type material on these pathways. They want you to be involved. Quizzes, drop downs, fill in the blanks, free-form thoughts. They want you to have a lot of interaction so that you are involved in your own learning process. Here we have an introduction and the assignment. That's something you'll always see at every new project. And if I click next, it'll take me to my self-assessment, where I can add items of what do I already know and what do I wonder about. That's basically what do I want to know or what do I want to accomplish. As you keep going through, I believe this also has some downloads. Again, information you can click on. And at some point here we go. It will give you some videos that you can watch. Now here's a tip from me to you. I am impatient. I don't like watching videos at regular speed. I like to watch them at 1.5 times speed because I can pick up that information just as well if they're speeded up. That's what I like to do. So you can see that they have a lot of interactive information. They have downloads, they have suggestions, they have guidelines. And eventually you get to the point where you will have written your speech and you're ready to present your speech to the club and get your evaluation. So when you do that, when you come to complete your project, you can type in your speech title, the date that you're going to give the speech, the club that you're going to give it in. Probably you're only enrolled in one club, but I'm in 2 clubs, so I have to select which one. Once I select the club, it will say the evaluator, and I can use this drop down to see a list of all the members of the club and select one to be my evaluator. And I should know who that evaluator is because the agenda is already prepared ahead of time. If you know who the evaluator is, you can select them, and then you can select the evaluation resource. That means the evaluation form that you're going to use. Now look, here's a whole big list of every evaluation form that's available in this path. So in order to find the one that you're really interested in, type in a keyword that's related to your project, like this one, Icebreaker. Then I can click on that one and it selects it. If I want to give specific information here about this, I can say, for instance, I want the evaluator to make sure that my facial expressions reflect the tone of the speech. Then you can click Save, which will just save the information here on the Toastmasters website, or you can say Save and Email, and it will email the evaluation form to the evaluator that you selected. So that would be very convenient for the evaluator. You don't have to email it. You can email it outside of this system. You can wait until we actually get to the club meeting and paste it into the chat. Or sometimes even people will send the evaluation form afterward, after the meeting, because they didn't prepare it ahead of time. What I like to do is make sure that my evaluator has that form before the meeting. So I like to email it to them. All right, so once you're done with all that, you've given your speech, you've gotten your evaluation, you've done everything, then before you move on, it'll give you a final chance to click a checkbox that says, I have completed everything. And when you do that, you'll get a little shower of virtual confetti that says, congratulations, your project is complete. And then everything will be green check marked for that particular project, that icebreaker project. Then you can move on. Now, there are 3 other projects for level 1. You do not have to do them in this order, but you do have to complete all the projects in level 1 before you move on to working on level 2. So I hope that has given you a good idea of how to find the right pathway and sign up for it, and how to navigate around within the pathways system. If you have any questions, problems, issues, if you just want somebody to walk through it with you one-on-one, don't worry about it. Just contact a club officer, me or any club officer. We are a self-help organization, and it's part of developing our leadership skills to help and mentor new people in using the system. So I hope that this has been a good guideline for you. Feel free to reach out, and I look forward to seeing what you're able to accomplish on your pathway.